Okay, so welcome back. So I wish we would have recorded this earlier, but Chris has been pretty busy today while I was at work. I actually am paying him for the work he did today, but he took my dash completely apart because the AC stopped working. So he took the whole dash. I helped him put it back together, but there was a line that came loose. I'm going to walk around and show you. What I found out was the AC stopped blowing to the top vents, so there was a vacuum line that was split that goes into this firewall right here. And it actually split, and so I made a T and connected and it worked again, and then later on it split again, and I tried to pull some slack, and then the whole thing came undone. So I had to take the dash apart. So you know what, I will pay Chris to do this. He's done this before. He took the dash apart, and while we're in there, and hey, put these speakers in there. So we put the new kicker speakers, the 4-inch speakers in there, and they work great. But in the process of doing this, we did scratch the film, the interior UV film. I'll have to get that reshot. But now we're actually cutting a hole to add this type of a voltmeter to the right side where the stereo connector was. And some of you might know what that is. If you look over here, he's actually drilling a hole right there where the stereo wide controller would be. So to show you what it looks like, there we go. So now we're gonna put that in there. It's gonna look pretty cool when we're done with it. So we make full use of that. All right. So taking the thing apart was a pain in the ass, but the AC now works, and it blows ice cold out the top and the bottom. So being in Texas, you're gonna need that anyway. Fernando is chilling, and these are the original speakers that were in the vehicle that we took out. If you look at these are in great condition still. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that I figured while we take it out, we're just going to replace them. We already had the speakers.
You want this? You want this cover?
Yeah, just leave it on there for now. Because when I close it, it just shows the LED to light up. See, it looks pretty damn cool actually. That looks sick actually. It looks like it's like made for it almost. It's been such an eyesore seeing a vacant hole. Some people leave the wide selector switch on there, but I took it out and it's like there's got to be a way to cover this up. And I figured this would be a good way to do it. The only hard part, is like you said, is getting a fuse and then running power to it or splitting that, right? All right, so Chris is basically cutting the wire, not splicing it. So that's the original hot wire, and then we're going to run a wire parallel to that one to the other, that little voltmeter USB adapter that I have. We'll show you the finished product here shortly. All right, so we pulled out my old stepdad's soldering iron and said, what is this, a 60 amp?
60 amp.
Yeah. This thing's older than me, so it's like, yeah, old. But it still works. Heats up pretty high. They don't make shit like this anymore. I think it's an antique.
This thing wasn't tinted, right?
What was it?
And you see how it melts only where it's shiny?
Yeah.
I can't get it to melt here. What happens is when these tips are new, as soon as you start getting it hot, you need to pour a ton of lead all over the tip. And it's gonna seem wasteful, but it's the proper way to break these tips in. If they're broken incorrectly, these will last a long time. But this one wasn't tinted. And see, these dark spots won't melt lead, just those shiny parts will. Right? So
Gotcha.
if we if you take a sharp edge, I'm going to use these pliers, but if you have a razor blade,
Oh, I see what you're doing.
you can clean that crud off,
And it should get pretty hot.
and that's fresh copper. So now watch.
Yeah. There you go. Just melts like butter.
See?
Got it. All right, let's go ahead and see what we got here. It's always like an instructional video. People are learning. It's always good to learn something new.
Much better. See that?
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Big difference.
You're like Mr. Wizard.
All right, now get that cleaned off.
All right.
This is a good and effective heat
All
conductor
right.
now. And here where we did our splice, what you want to do is take the iron to the elements you're going to be soldering,
Got it.
and do not get the lead on the iron itself. Wait till the wire gets hot enough. And the proper way to solder is to watch the lead be absorbed by the copper wire like a fluid.
Yeah, I've been doing this for a while, but you used to work on batteries, right?
Mhm.
Back in the day?
Mhm.
I know you got the flashlight around, so you can see it.
See that?
Yeah,
Isn't that beautiful?
that is beautiful, dude. Work of art. This is
That-
why we pay you so much money.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks. Like and subscribe. You too can solder. Fernando's, oh my god, he used to sleep back there. He's just chilling. Your dog likes drum and bass a lot. Alright, so we walk around this side here. Fernando, ¿qué está haciendo? How old is your dog again? 12 and Chihuahua years. Chihuahuas are like passed down dogs, like in families, because they outlive most other people. I mean, they can be like 20, 22 years old. And this is a San Antonio native Chihuahua. They live forever, right, Fernando? Okay. Okay, I'm recording here, so. Cutting the shrink tubing right now. He's going to heat that up, make it a little bit prettier. So after he solders it, well, it's already soldered now. Actually, look at the finished result. That is beautiful. That's clean. It's not going anywhere. Now he's just going to slide that. We're going to use a lighter and then shrink wrap it, and boom, it's going to look nice and professional. That's what we want. We want no fire risk at all, especially when you've got that much voltage going through there. Okay, good to go.
I'm gonna put 2 pieces just for a safe measure.
Okay. Good to go. All right. Okay, so we did test it out, but we decided to go and pull it out and take the actual rubber door off because it looks like shit. Yeah, this thing's a pain in the butt. And it just wouldn't close all the way. Then we tried to cut the edge here and we couldn't even cut that. So, yeah, it looks cool. It just doesn't fit right, so we decided just to take it out, you know? Whatever. But anyways, I'll put a link in the description of how to order this part. We're just going to go without the door. It's kind of cheap looking. It looks better without it. Chris said he's going to come back later and help me find out how to get Bitch and Betty reconnected. Some of you know about these 280ZXs, they do talk to you. So when I put the Alpine head unit in, I lost Bitch and Betty. She no longer talks to me, but I also lost the interior lights here. These don't come on, and there used to be a light for the door that comes on. So the floor lights don't come on anymore, neither does the little indicator light for the door. It shines green. So yeah, there's some things that need to be resolved and maybe rewire this. It's kind of a mess. But Chris, being the electrical genius that he is, I trust him. And yes, I'm going to pay him for his time because Chris is amazing at what he does. He's worth every penny. And I have no problem admitting that there's a better person out there for electrical. Do what you're good at, what your strong suits are. I'm obviously a great photographer, but videographer, but when it comes to electrical shit, I know some stuff, but not at the level that Chris does. So I have no problem defaulting to Chris. And I can admit that. There we go. Okay, moment of truth. Let's test this shit out. Hey, it works. And look at that. 12.2 volts. All right, everything works. Everything works. All right, we're happy. All right, so Chris is heading back to San Antonio. We're about to do a photo shoot with the Mazda Miata again, but just to wrap up what we did, that's the voltage right now. So she's at 14.2. Not bad. So it works. It all works. All right, we're out. Like and subscribe.